Hey, good morning. We're down here moving cattle out of the trees. The last time you saw the cattle, they were being moved into the trees to utilize some of the green that is in the trees that has as much energy as it probably has the entire year right now and in the spring. And so we are moving them out. We got to go get them. They're not coming when I blow the whistle because they're like, well, why would we leave? I mean, I don't know if you can see that over in there, but there's still, you know, there's bits and pieces of green out in where the leaves are thick, but then you can see where the leaves aren't as thick that there's just still green everywhere. So I'm just going to keep them moving just because I think that's a good thing to do during the winter time. And I just had a bull get in here, a red bull that was in the adjacent pasture. I don't know how he got in, but he just got in. And oh, there he is right there. A minute ago he wasn't in here. And old Skunk Tail, which you remember Skunk Tail, he's a nice bull. I mean, he is nice. You see him right here. He saw the old red bull coming up to the fence. He didn't much care for that, so I'm anxious to kind of see how they reacquaint themselves. This cow right here, she'll have to figure out. She's on the other side of the fence. She'll have to figure out how to get over here. That pasture we just left, and this wire right here is still aluminum. It's one of the ones we haven't switched out yet, and consequently the deer break it, the cattle break it, anything that looks at it breaks it. So it is a weak spot in my system. You guys know I'm always moving cows to fresh pasture. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on. It seems like I'm always having to move cows. If you've watched all of our videos or any of our videos, most of the time that's what you're seeing. And so you know it's never easy, it seems like. It's always an issue. The cattle just don't cooperate. But something I haven't ever mentioned, or maybe I have, I don't know, I don't remember mentioning it, which doesn't surprise me, but I want to show you a technique that I found is sometimes helpful to get the cattle coming and to get the cattle going. But it's something that I actually learned in junior high, and I guarantee you everybody watching this learned it also. And that thing is called peer pressure. Peer pressure works very well with cattle. Good movement and everybody moving, and they all do the same thing most of the time. Don't touch it. Oh yeah. I left one heifer with a new baby in here. She's late, but that's her first baby, and I didn't want to put any pressure on her and make her bring her baby. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna leave this poly wire I put up here just so I'm not standing here when she comes through, because it'll startle her, and see if she won't follow the good motion. There she comes. It took her a while. She finally got over here. Here comes some others that were on the other side of the river. So I'm gonna just hang out right here for a little bit before I shut any gates and give them a chance to come. Peer pressure is a powerful thing. Okay, we worked on that first section and got it all done, and now the next morning we're working on this thing. We're down on the far south end, and we're just calling them. I've got to kind of just wait here for a little bit and let as many as I can come down and cross the creek over this way to my right, and get down here before I start moving them out of the creek pasture, or the river pasture. If they would just come from over there and come straight across, there's a great crossing, and they could just walk straight over here to the rest of them. But instead, They run all the way down that bottom, all the way by, over to there. And then they backtrack and come this way. That's that peer pressure I was talking about. Those cattle down there are running along that river. They're running all the way south and crossing. So there's several things going on there. The peer pressure, the rest of them yelling, and you can hear them all yelling. But what's funny is those cows, there's great places to cross way back here where they can cross and come straight over to where the cows are, where we're waiting here at the gate. But they run all the way south and cross down there. That's where everybody else crossed. Peer pressure. You guys remember when you were teenagers, right? When you get older, you don't really care. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. It's just funny though how that stuff works, and that's also part of good movement. You know, I said just a little bit about that yesterday. You know, that old cow and calf, she came because of peer pressure and good movement. And the good movement is what applied the peer pressure. If it was bad movement, and I had, you know, we used to do a lot of stuff on horseback and all that, I want to say mess, but it's just all that stuff. And we did it right for the most part, but every now and then we would get a little aggressive with them because we're on a horse and it's easier to do, and you don't have to dodge trees as much. You know, just the horse will go where it goes, and you just kind of hang on. If that stuff was going on, these cattle wouldn't be coming. They'd be hiding in the brush somewhere, saying, "Is he gone? Did they go by? You know, can I come out now?" And so the way they move is going to promote peer pressure. It's just a question of if it's good or bad. So far I'm doing good. They're coming. We'll see how it plays out. There he is. He still looks pretty good for working cattle for 3 months or 2 months, however long it's been. Of course, all the cattle should be bred by now. What do you say, Bubba? What do you know? You okay? What do you say, bud? Woo! You working that red heifer? Huh? What do you say? There's the first one. Katie, bar the door, baby. Oh, there they go. Come on, lady. Come on, little girl. These over here, see, they're not gonna get out till I get down there and open that gate. They may bust the gate, but it's gonna shock them on the way. Oh, they're coming. Got the smart ones that are still back here. Why would they be back here? That's why. Look at that green. There they come. Come on, ladies. Woo! I think they're ready to go. Woo! Come on. They're happy. They're not even at the end point here. These are the smart ones, though, without a doubt. You can look at their condition and see if they're the smart ones. Come on, lady. Well, it looks like one red tag made it with them. There's two. We definitely dropped some back, so this is the stragglers. There's somebody bulling. That's not good if that's a real deal, or if it was just, hey, you slow down. Zeke's like, whoa, don't walk by me. Easy, don't walk by me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Okay, little man, you can look at me. I wonder where his mommy is. It's not in that group. That's a little calf that somebody has kicked him off and weaned him. That's what we like. That's not going to be from a Mashona either. That'll be from a Angus. Nice. Okay, we've got to go back and make sure I know we dropped some red tags somewhere through that little jaunt. So we'll go back and see what we need to do, if we can even get them out of where they are, because I took them through a pasture that we had, one of those stockpile pastures. The Mashona, they just kept following me, and they were dragging those two red tags. So they're trying to teach them. But I don't think that's everything that was there. So I'm going to go back and take a quick look and make sure nothing stayed back, because the temptation was just too great. Well, this is the only bad part about training the my groups to different calls. I'm having to go back and get most of the Mashona and Mashona Angus cross. They're only coming to a woo, not to the ow, woo, but they're coming. Zeke is with me. He's just kind of riding around with me. Well, we're done. At least I think we are. Zeke's had a rough day. Hurt his foot somehow. I don't know if he cut it or what, but boy, it's bleeding. I've talked before about these tires and just how I can't keep them from going flat. I put a sealer in it, it just doesn't seem to work. We've got a good friend of our family that has a tire shop in town, and he saw the video. And so we're gonna pay him a visit tomorrow. I bought some new tires from him, and he's gonna put a sealer in it that he wants me to try, just because he knows that we'll test it. But he's a neat guy. He actually graduated with my son when him and Blake were little bitty. They were out just kicking around out here in the woods or in the pasture or something, just dorking around. And he said that they found a turtle shell. And he said, "You believe there's a turtle running around here naked?"
It can happen, but very low possibility.
see all that goop that's in there?
Yeah. This other stuff we got, I think you'll be impressed with.
Well, that's what we're going to try. I'm backing up because this is where they blow up sometimes. So you're gonna tell me what it is?
It's Magnum Seal It Up Tire Sealant.
Magnum Seal It Up Tire Sealant is what it's called. We don't know what it's gonna do.
I think it'll work good.
Crook knows that if anybody's gonna test it though, it'll be me.
Yeah.
Did you see my little rig for putting that stuff in?
No, I didn't. Piece of PVC pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did back in the day. Look at this thing now.
Heavy duty.
Is that all you like on this one? That one?
And there we go. How many squirts of that did you put in there?
5.
5 squirts. And that's for a rear tire, so that's a 12 or what is it, 25 by 12?
10 by 12.
10 by 12, okay. So we'll see how it does. Crook thinks it's going to solve all of my problems. I won't ever have to buy another plug again.
We hope so. You won't have to have Lisa air them up when she has to come save me out in the back.
I won't have to tell her to load a tire.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Look at all that goop that I had in there. It's blowing out of there just like there wasn't anything in it. Well, we got the tires all set up, so we'll run those for a little while and report back to Mr. Crook, and he can go from there. Now, this is one of the justifications of strip grazing. Here's this pasture, and it's way back here at what I call the front of the pasture, where I move them in. And it's all timber, but you can see there's no leaves, and you can look across there and see grass. Lots of grass. And I just pulled in here to just see if everything came from this side. Well, I can tell by the cow patties. There's one. There's maybe a piece of another one way over there. you know, there's nothing in here. There's hardly any cow patties. There's one cow with twins and one heifer with a calf. And there's feed, quite possibly one of the best places for feed on the ranch right now. And these are the only ones over here. It's the furthest away from where we normally graze and things like that. And so cows just get into this funk of, we got to go where we went last time, no matter what. And boy, they stick by it. And they suffer because of it. And I say this is a perfect place for a strip graze because I've done it before. Our river is right up in there, maybe a eighth of a mile, quarter mile. And then on the other side of the river, you go about 300 yards and there's an electric fence. And so I went down this timber, strip grazing it like this. I tried to guess what would hold them for about an acre or a day. And I was grazing them on about, it ended up being about 20 acres on average. I would adjust as I came along and depending on what they were doing. But what that did is that put this all over this timbered pasture. And that's a very powerful tool. It's just you got to take the time to do it. And you notice I'm not doing it right now. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a special person to do that all the time. But you can do a little bit some of the time, and that'll help a little bit. Anyway, 2 cents. Well, this has turned into a pretty long day. The crossing is just right over there. So I'm just trying to get them across, and then once we get there, we're almost to the gate. But I can almost guarantee you there will be no light. There goes the last one. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now because it's getting dark. So we'll pick it back up tomorrow morning. We're down here the next day, just checking to make sure we don't have any issues with the cattle. They're all right over here, or at least I say they're all. Hopefully they're all over there. There's a few cows looking for their babies, but odds are their babies are in there. I left the gate open until this morning. I just shut the gates. So when I got here, there wasn't anything bawling. Now that I'm here, they're bawling just a little bit, but I'm satisfied. I guess that'll do for today or this week. Appreciate y'all watching. You guys have anything you're wanting to kind of cover with respect to how we do things and things like that, drop us a note. We'll do whatever we can. If we don't know or haven't done it, we may know somebody that has. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.